Hey guys, welcome back to Motion RC Live. Alongside me is Wesley, and we're back for our regularly scheduled live show here. We're going to run through the community, talk a little bit about products, talk a little bit about events, because Wes, you were at an event, but Wes, say hello to everybody.
Guys, it's been a great month here at Motion RC. Been having a blast. Got out and flew with a couple of you and did some fan flights. Yeah, can't say enough. It's been a great month.
Awesome. We got some, I see a comment. We got some from Italy, I believe, in the chat. Benjamino Roberto Rende, welcome. Got some from Scotland. We've got like worldwide. I see Victor in the chat. Slapnuts RC. I'm always going to say Slapnuts RC.
Defrost from
Washington
what's up, George?
State. Alan RC Adventure. Tony Jenkins. What's up, guys? What's going on?
Tomorrow's going to be a great day. Cougars everywhere. I love that comment already.
There is going to be a lot of cougars everywhere. Did you get your, Spencer, did you get your shipping notice? I assume you did because I didn't hear back from you after I saw that. And I forgot to answer you on Facebook, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, but, first round of pre-orders is going out, though.
I assumed he would have got it, so awesome. So they're going to get them.
On the prowl.
Get them in, and then the, the second shipment shouldn't be that far behind. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks, so... rather shortly here, everybody's going to be running the Cougar. Excited to see some of those videos, so I assume, but definitely by next live show. I feel by next month we're going to be seeing some custom schemes coming through, and
oh yeah,
I wonder what people are going to do. I assume a lot of people are going to do the Navy scheme on this, a Navy blue scheme, not Navy, but because it's already in a Navy scheme, but like that navy blue looks good too on the Cougar. And then I'll be interested to see if anyone's gonna attempt to do the Panther, Panther type conversion. But me and you looked at it.
Yeah.
We thought, right away off our head, oh, they can make a separate set of wings that would be straight with the tanks on the side and it would fit. But when you look at it from top down, they are really two different aircraft. Like everything about the Panther, like even the horizontal stabilizer isn't sloped at all. It's all straight. The wings, you'd have to do a lot of changes to the fuselage as well, and the wings, and the stabilizer. Like they really are two different aircrafts. You would need a whole separate mold if you were going to make a Panther, by itself, I would think. Or, obviously we have an amazing community. Somebody's going to go nuts,
right?
Because they
Alan,
figure,
what's up, man?
Having a Cougar gives them 95% of the way there, but it looks like it would be a lot of work to make it a Panther. But either way, I'm sure there'll be a lot of cool schemes, and I'm interested to hear what some of the early adopters, if you will, if they're going to get on YouTube and do their unboxings and do their videos. I see what people think. I think people are going to love it. I've definitely
It's awesome. I can't wait for guys to start flying this one. They're going to just fall in love with this airplane all over again. I see Alan Chervitz. He's Alan from the Cletus crew for guys that have seen some of those videos. So he's down there in the comments right now, too.
Oh, cool. What's up, Alan? Yeah, that's great. I want to see. I'm wondering if there's going to be one more video from your last adventure there.
There should be
there was a lot of destruction there. There was a lot of destruction that happened that hasn't been seen yet. And, I've seen, we put out little pieces of it, you guys trying to fly under the table with some fun. But
that was an exciting day. Tried to fly under a truck once. That was exciting. We looked at putting one through a Crown Vic window, but it just wouldn't fit. It was a fun day. Anytime we can go down with Cletus is always good to. Yeah, Alan's still fixing everything.
I would say you fly a knife edge, take the wings off, and just see if the remaining fuselage makes it through the other side of the window.
I told him it would self-clearance as it went through.
It'll shrink as it heads through. It'll fit.
Yeah. That was a good time too. But yeah,
what's up, James Bowen? What's going on?
We've been all over this month.
Yeah, so Wes, tell me a little bit about. So you went to the Jacksonville Warbird Memorial.
Yeah, so it's one of my favorite events of the year. It's a smaller event, but I always really enjoy it. It's actually next door to the National Cemetery, The shot on there right now, they had a flyover for the National Cemetery. So there was no flying until, I believe it was 9:30, so they could do the ceremonies there. But it's always just a really nice vibe to the event. Like I said, it's right there. Memorial Day weekend, you're supposed to remember in the fallen, so it's right there next to them. We just had a lot of fun with a lot of guys. The families from next door sometimes come over and see what's going on. You can see there we got Skip playing one of the cars. We took a bunch of the tanks and the cars out, and during that ground stop time where we couldn't fly, everybody took a turn ripping tanks around. They had a little battle in the pits. It was just a lot of fun. Somebody gave Skip a B-29 while we were out there, and the joke was it was the B-27 after that, and then it was the B-26, and then it was the B-25 as pieces came off of it throughout the weekend. But yeah, it was just a great event. They have a beautiful field there. And like I said, just a lot of fun flying went on. We got to see there was one gentleman that came all the way from Orlando, so about a 3-hour drive. He watched the live show the day before and was like, oh, I've always wanted to meet you and get a chance to be on a fan flight video. So he came up with his F-22, and you'll probably be seeing that video later in the week, guys. It just hadn't come out yet, but
Yeah, I think
Corsair
Monday,
gaggle, that was
one
great.
scheduled.
7 Corsairs at one time. That was great too. I mean, yeah, that was the gentleman right there that came up for that F-22 flight. So, I mean, we had a blast. Any event we get a chance to go to is always so much fun. Getting to meet with customers and talk to them and enjoy flying together. So,
I'm
love
watching
this
you
event.
in a sweatshirt in Florida in almost
That
June, and it's
that was the
unbelievable.
funny
The
thing.
weather
Yeah.
down here, has been not good. Like
Yeah.
recently, like
First
not
day
having
at the
normal
event, it was
heat
like
waves.
60 degrees, wind was ripping. So there wasn't a lot of flying the very first day. It was chilly, to say it lightly. Yeah. If I get a jacket out, it got cold because I don't get a jacket out
Yeah.
very often.
That's crazy.
it warmed
had
up
it
the
here
next day,
too.
though.
In Georgia, it's been chilly in the mornings, comparatively speaking to what you'd expect. Like a 60 degrees down here at this time of year is like cold, compared to what it normally would be. That's
Let's
just funny.
see. Jacksonville field looks amazing. What's the name of the club? It's Gateway RC Club. They do have a Facebook group also if you want to look it up. But yeah, Gateway RC Club. Trying to see if I missed any other kind of quick comments.
How far is it a drive for you? It's got to be 3 hours for you too.
About 3 hours, yeah.
3
Yeah,
hours?
about 3 hours. And it's nice. That field has bathrooms and a shower on site. So we just camped out for the weekend and had us a blast.
Nice.
It's always a good time up there. I know they have a jet event coming up on, I think it's July 4th weekend too. They just posted the jet event too. Not sure if I'm going to make it yet because Papa's going to be out of town with my trailer, picking up an airplane. Just what I needed, another airplane, right?
This is the P-51 from Top Gun.
Yeah, so it's like
when we were at Top Gun, what was that,
53-inch.
month and a half ago, a guy had a P-51 and told Wes, "Oh, I have another one that I'll just give you if you come up to Massachusetts and get it." And I saw Papa's ears like, "Wait, what?
What?
He's
he's
driving all the
going,
way
yeah.
up to he's driving up to Massachusetts with a trailer to pick up a huge P-51 to drive
Yeah, it's
back
like
home.
150-inch P-51. It's huge.
So
I needed
cool.
a new Top Gun plane for next year. But yeah, he's
really
leaving
funny.
here. Oh, there you go. Christopher just put it down there. So their jet event at Gateway for any guys that want to come out to that field is July 8th and 9th at the Gateway RC Club. There you go.
So July 8th and 9th.
Turbines are welcome.
Christopher, if you
and
want,
EDF.
you can always add that event to our Hobby Squawk events calendar, but also feel free to post about it in the Motion RC community. By all means. I love when events get promoted in the group because
Definitely.
you never know when there's an event near you. You don't even, a lot of people don't even realize sometimes that, oh, wait, I'm close to that. I can make it there, until you hear about it. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
So we have a few more
Chris's
videos
A10.
coming.
It was pretty sweet,
Next
too.
week, you'll see more videos coming out of that
yeah.
that event on our channel. The F-22 definitely will be the Monday vid. So just hang tight on that. Wanted to see that one. I did the Corsair yesterday. and then we'll have more as we go forward, as we enter now June, halfway, about to finish the halfway point of 2023 already,
I
which
know.
is crazy.
It's
It's
flying.
just crazy. And there's some exciting things in store that just hang tight.
Oh yeah,
We got a big year coming, so it's gonna be
very
fun.
big.
It's gonna be really fun. So then, any last words from the event or anything? What other videos do you have that might? So we got fan flights.
We got that. We've got Corsair Gaggle. There were 7 Corsairs up at once. That was exciting. Gaggles are always a lot of fun.
Did you fly the Cougar?
I did. I
at
took
the
the
event?
Cougar and flew it. Yeah.
Did they have grass potential there or no?
Kinda. I didn't end up flying it off the grass though.
Like, none of us
It can
really
do
have
it
a
if I
good
find a
enough
nice field to
grass.
fly it off of.
Yeah, we just don't have like good enough grass location.
My best place to fly it off of there, and I just haven't been down, is Jerry's field, and I just haven't been down there again.
Imperial.
Now, I think what is it? EDF Jet Jam is in like a week, and I'm gonna probably send the Cougar with Jerry up there, and I think they have a nice grass strip there. So just tell him fly it off the grass or something, get somebody to shoot a video. I don't know.
think so. They got a big paved runway there. I don't think
I have no idea.
there's any grass.
He was hitting me up. I
potential
said, take it, let the guys see it.
there. All right.
Because everybody has been messaging me. They wanted to see it. I was like, I'll send one up there with Jerry then. There you go.
I would assume somebody from the first batch is going to.
Somebody's going to.
Jet
It'll
Jam.
fly off the grass, no problem. Though.
Yeah,
I mean, I've
somebody
seen
will
the
get it.
gear and everything. It's just I don't want to tear it up on all the rough fields around us right now that aren't made
Yeah.
for grass. So, like I said, I want to.
Yeah.
But
We will.
unfortunately, not yet.
Mike Bird, what's going on? Jeff in Lower Alabama, how you doing? So all right, let's move on to the customer community here. So just going through the Facebook community, a little bit of YouTube over the past month of some of the awesomeness we saw, and there's James Bowen right away, man. Love the paint job
Boom.
on the F-86, looking good.
Beautiful. Love the orange tip. So that makes it real easy to see, and the blue drop tanks.
Yeah, it really
Sweet.
pops. It looks like a New York Mets plane. Or a New
I
York
didn't even
Knicks plane.
notice didn't even notice the blue on the nose. That looks really good.
Yeah, really well. He always does good paint jobs. Just enough to make it different, your own, and make it pop nicely.
Oh man,
love
I
that,
like that
though.
silver on top of the wings too. How he kind of did the two-tone silvers. Great job on that one.
Totally. This is Jackie Chen. Jackie Chen with just a nice pic of his Typhoon. I believe this was the only pic in there. I wish I would have seen what the full view of the scheme he has on it. But this was the only one he had posted. That was a great picture though. Love
yeah.
that. That looks darn near real. But all around, super cool. Then we got here it is. So this was
I
for
loved this
May
one.
the 4th be with you. We had reshared this through, but this is pretty cool. The L-39 Star Wars edition. What do you call it again? I forget what he called it.
What was it? Yeah, it was the
and
L-wing. He was calling it the L-wing.
L-wing, yeah. An L-wing rather than an X-wing. But
I love the
super
R2-D2
cool.
on top with the light on it too.
Yep. You got the it can't be. Is it R2 or it's just another droid that looks like R2?
It's painted
is
like an
R2.
R2, but I guess that could be true.
It could be any droid. There are multiples, but really cool.
Astromech.
How we did it with just the paint scheme fits really
does.
well for.
I love the gun too on top of the rudder.
But I was gonna say it would have been awesome, if. Cause we've seen. Well, if you've seen that, somebody, I think there's a fake picture of an A-10, but with 4 wings in the shape of an X.
Right.
And it's fake, obviously, but I wonder if you could do it with the L-39 if you had 2 wings going out, 45 up, and 2 going out, 45 down. I wonder if it would even fly. Probably wouldn't. But it would sort of be like a cross biplane jet kind of
I've
thing.
only seen one biplane jet ever, so I don't know. Maybe it'd work.
That would be
Be
really
pretty
cool.
sweet.
But all
I
around,
love
super cool. And that was from Harley Russell. So just really awesome how they came up. Did you get the video of the sharp nose suit, Paulie? I did not. I apologize. You know what? I forgot to check the Hobby Squawk thread. That's probably where you would have shared that. I forgot to check it. I apologize. So I don't have that in here, but I'll get it in next one, hopefully. Eric Gottwald, is that it? Gottwald.
I think so.
We've seen him post before. He's added planes definitely when we did the March Mayhem stuff, customizers. But this looks really sweet.
Oh, that's
F-16
crazy.
with just a wild scheme on it.
I bet you can see it.
Yeah. You're not gonna miss that one for sure. That's really cool.
That is a
like,
cool one.
It looks evil in a good way. What a great scheme. Hard to tell if that's like, obviously I got to be all painted. I doubt there's oh, someone's saying Vader needs an L39 now.
Oh
It would
man,
just be black. Then it would just be black. Or could you make one even look like a TIE fighter?
it's gonna be the L fighter now.
Yeah. But real sweet. Then David Smout. I say Smout, could be Smoot.
Always love seeing a
Smoot
tiger
snout.
cat.
With a nice tiger cat, but with the little orange pops around. And something about it looks like matted. Like it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
like
look...
it's he's gave it that sun faded look, like it's been out in the
Yeah,
ocean for a while. Had that salt water all over it.
yeah. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really good. I love the tiger cat. Such a good, easy flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of those. Barry Canavan. We've seen pictures like this before. He gets some stunning shots of his planes in the air, like really sharp. And this is just some he shared of his plain Jane L39, just stock scheme. But it just looks so real the way he gets those
beautiful
those
shots.
with the right camera and the right lens. It looks really, really good. What's up, Arthur RC? Greetings, Mountain RC, Red Tail Flyer. And then Thomas, what's going on, man? How are you? Then we had Anthony Labs sharing out some tanks. So having
Love to
fun
see
with
some
the
tanks
tanks
make it in here.
and some custom work to some of these tanks as well to make them home. I don't think this one so much as the Sherman looked like it had some
I love the wheels. All the weathering on the wheels. That looks great.
pilot. The tanker looks good too. Nice
Yeah.
paint job on him. But check this Sherman out. Like up
Oh, I
close,
love
it's
the
got all, like,
sandbags.
the sandbags on it, the
It's
grass
got the
on the front,
spikes on the front too. Yeah,
and the
look at
spikes
that.
on the. That would have been what, to clear out mines, right?
I
Landmines, I think,
I guess so.
or just take down brush in front of them. But I know one of the tanks had like a thing that would dig under and like try to find some landmines.
Yeah, they had another attachment that had like a spinning thing on the front. I've always wanted to see one of those that had all the chains and it would like slap the ground to set the bombs off. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. That's it. What a good idea. I just love how they just made those things up as they went.
I
How
can't
we
remember the
gonna
name
do
of
that?
that plating, but Zimmerite. I love the Zimmerite he's added to the side of that tank. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's hard to do that. He had to clay all that in there. Very
Going
cool.
hard on there. Really
Going
clean.
hard on that paint job.
That looks good. That looks really good. Good work, Anthony. Thank you for sharing that. And then we got Walter Walker. Walter Walker
Oh man, Eurofighter.
with 2 Typhoons out there, but one in a custom scheme. So love them. Been seeing a lot of them lately. RC Death Squadron. For sure, man. Tanks are fun. And if you're somebody who likes to weather, paint, detail, do modeling, you know, similar to our Bancroft boats, like the tanks work great, obviously, as an RC vehicle. You know, they're fun. If you have multiple people doing it, you can do the IR and all that good stuff. But they also look great as static models too, which is, you know, so for some people, you know, a lot of guys out there only into static models, so the fact that they can RC is just an added bonus, and then vice versa, you know. But that's what's great about the tanks. They look great just sitting on the shelf in our man caves, you know, to look at when not in use. And if you're going to weather them up and even go that extra mile, man, I mean, you could really make them look good. Delta Tango, greetings from Switzerland. Wow, man, we got Italy, Scotland, Switzerland.
I mean to tell you.
I think we got Norway, right? Thomas, I think, is Norway. We're worldwide here.
France.
This is France. We got
Getting them from everywhere.
Getting it from everywhere.
Oh man, I love this paint job. I always thought if I did another B24, this was the paint job I wanted to do on it.
I forget what it's called. PB something. I'm now forgetting what it.
I just
what
like
the
that,
actual
the gray and white. It's just so unique on there, though.
Yeah, it does look good. And who is that from? Steven. Come on, Alex.
You can do it, Alex.
Grundier? Steve G. Yeah, Steven G. With his B-24. It's awesome. Then we got Steve Dawson. Always love this, the F-22 in the Thunderbird scheme.
Yeah,
I see people do the F-35 in it. Actually, I had ordered a set from Cali a long time ago to do an F-35 in this scheme. But then I ended up turning that F-35 into a New York Jets F-35 for Alex. And I never ended up using the decal. But I always like that, especially when it's next to an OG.
Now we got Norway in the chat. Look at this. Worldwide.
Oh, Denmark. Yep. I knew we had Norway. Frodo's from Norway. Yep. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. And then Black Horse, Sergio Blanco with Black Horse L39.
Yeah, one day I got to do this one. I always wanted to do one of our Black Horse jets. That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, now that you're getting ready to do your turbine license, we got to get you with the bigger one, the Viper.
I know.
The Viper that, that'll fit a turbine in it for
it'd be a lot easier to it'd be a lot easier to learn on that Viper than what I currently have.
I bet. I bet. And then Sergio Blanco also shared he's got himself an AL-37 done up like a P-8 Poseidon, which we've seen numerous times in the past, but always good to see it.
Always good.
Out there again, people still, the popularity of that model is still awesome just for the customizing alone on the AL.
Yeah, I don't think
Commonwealth
there's an event
of Virginia rocking the house, Big Jim RC.
I don't think there's an event I go to anymore that I don't see an airliner at it. I mean, they're at every event I go to.
Yeah, they're just, if you're into it, they fly so well too.
They do.
But like the fact of just the endless customizations for a model like that just makes it, everybody gets one and wants to do something their own, which is awesome. Then we have Sasa Radojevic.
Lower.
I might have said that, but got low with his. Why are you laughing at me, Alex? I'm trying out here, man. You can't just laugh at me when I'll put myself out there. I will get made. Joe Platt, coming from my home state, New York. Nice. Where you from in New York, Joe? I was Long Island born and raised. Joe Platt's from Plattsburgh, and that's awesome. It could be, but because then his last name might not be Platt, it might just be his screen name representing his hometown. But where I'm from in New York, anything north of Westchester is upstate. Even Westchester's upstate to us on Long Island.
There you go. There's another one, Malaysia.
I love this Avanti shot. So he was just getting low with the Avanti. Sorry, I wasn't even talking about there. Amenia, New York.
I couldn't even point to it on the map, I'm going to be honest.
Like, are you up like Albany and like North Dutchess County? Okay, you're way up. All right. Yep. Way north. Alex and I are from Suffolk County, Long Island was where we were born and raised. Roach Coach Hellies with his Roban Airwolf. Love it. If you want to check out Roach Coach, he's on YouTube. Always posting some stuff there. Med Scott, Suffolk, Virginia in the house. There you go. A lot of Suffolks.
Yeah, our English boys from Suffolk, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Look at that. Summers, New York, Northern Westchester, Rob C. Nice. That's awesome. Eastern Tennessee. Zona, look where everybody.
I like the roll call.
Chat's getting Check it out.
Active today. I like it.
RC Pilot H sharing some just a couple cool shots of his stock Typhoon, but a couple booty shots, if you will.
That tail flame.
You know, with the sunset and the tail flame in there, everything looking good. The mountains of Utah. How about a twin 80mm f/15? I would love it too.
Love
You never
it.
know, Klaus. We hear that a lot lately. Next one, Perry Furneaux. I'll say Furneaux.
I
The
really
two
like that green.
A10s custom schemes, like the A10s in the green. I've seen these before, but always nice to see two of them in the wild. And then this one, really cool. I want to see the final
wow.
version of this. Paolo Henrique, with a PJ50, but the detail, like that, you know, I'm assuming that's a real scheme, like an
Yeah,
executive
that really
jet
dressed
scheme.
it up.
And
That's beautiful.
I can't wait to see what it looks like with the wings on and everything. I hope he gets an updated picture of it all finished up, but that looks like a lot of effort. If that's a sticker, then God bless you on getting that sticker on there to wrap that around. If it's a paint job, even better. Not easy to do. It looks really, really good. Then we got Paul G. Price out there with a couple buddies and their MiG-29s.
Big Mafia.
MiG Mafia in full representation there, full force. So really cool. Always love to see the gaggles and to see the customers themselves with their planes too is nice to see. And then I used this shot for the thumbnail, and then somebody called me out on it on the computer, but it's a gorgeous shot, man. It looks real. You know, I love that. I love those like up close. It's not fully in frame. Part of it's, you know, only part of its focus. Other part makes it look, adds to the realism, but a really good looking scheme here. What?
That black is.
Yeah, it's not the Playboy Bunny one that I've seen. So I'm just wondering, you know, where would this scheme, is this real? I mean, would it have been real? I assume it's real. I feel like most guys are going to go with a real scheme, but like I'd never seen that before. And he was also out there with a gorgeous MiG-21 too.
That one's
that he
painted
had-
like the one that's on a statue over there.
Yeah, I think this is the guy who did the Ukraine statue, right?
Mhm.
There's a statue in Ukraine that's painted up like that with a MiG-21 on it. But either way, it looks really good. Yeah,
Mhm.
black's hard to handle for sure, but like, yeah, I did the Batman L39. I still got it. It's black. Like, is it bubbled? Sure, but like from far away, you never see it. It's just like I would do the black scheme on something that after you crash it, you know, once after you've already messed it up a little bit, then just slap the black on there and go, Wild Bill, back to work, man. Have a great day yourself. Sorry you have to go back to work. That stinks. It's Friday. Too bad you couldn't get off for the rest of the day. Then Nick Vescio with a B-24. Just some really nice up close pictures with the sun. Like, this is someone who's, you know, laying on the ground, using the full frame, getting the right shots. Love it.
Looking gorgeous.
Absolutely love it. And then some good in-airs too of his B-24.
I always like
All
it when there's a
around.
tree in the background like that. Just looks good to me. Get a little greenery instead of just blue
Well,
sky.
it does add some,
Depth to it, I guess.
yeah, it adds depth. Like when you take a picture of a plane and there's no clouds in the sky, it almost looks fake because it's just there and against blue. Looks like it's on a blue screen. You could have just faked it. When you have actual objects in the background, it adds to it. I like this too. Mike Solis has his Lipish and his Dora, both custom painted, looking really good. I love that. I love the Lipish. I'm so mad that you crashed my Captain America.
I know mine's been crashed too. I've still got mine, but I glued it back together after Joe Knoll. Just never have done a new one.
And then years ago, we did that double Lipish at Joe Knoll with George Baker and Tired Iron Aviation. It's
Yeah,
still
you
hanging
still
out
had
there.
it hanging on the wall when I was there last time.
I should just fix it and bring it out again. It's still up there, but I just was so mad that it didn't last. I even forget how I crashed that one. 'Cause it flew great. Like, we have a fight of it. It flew great. I don't even know why I crashed it. I just dumb-thumbed it. I must have made a mistake. I made a mistake. Oh, man. And then Luis Lopez, really cool. Two out there. I've seen the one on the left, but I never saw the one on the right before. But look like the exact same scheme, just different color palettes. So really cool there. Luis definitely shares, over time. And then this one, really nice weathering job on this Griffin from Luca Ritoro. I'm looking at Alex to see if he laughs at me or just shakes his head. It was a good attempt. I did that one. But really cool. Really nice weathering on what would otherwise be a plain scheme, but adding the weathering to it gives it some dynamic. Yes, Jeff, you're right. Lewis definitely does some good schemes. For sure. I didn't realize I had this much in that folder that we found. And then we got a Spitfire Jiri Pre.
Yeah.
Jiri Pre was his name on Facebook. But just love the evasion stripes on a Spitfire. But looking good on his Flightline Spit.
I like that a lot. I
want to
like
do the blue one. I think
stripes.
no, James Bowen has the silver one, but I always like the kid who did that baby blue Spitfire.
Mm-hmm.
I like the chrome one, I do, but the baby blue one.
Didn't he have both?
No, he met up with the guy who had the blue one. I'm forgetting that guy's name. James, if you're still in here, what's his name again?
Friend of mine has the real one, the blue one.
What do you mean the real one? He
Like
has a real Spitfire.
The full scale, real one, the blue.
Wait, you have a
Spitfire.
friend with a full scale blue Spitfire?
Yep.
Who is this friend? What?
Philip Goforth. Yeah. We actually interviewed him once a long time ago on our old channel. He flies in Reno for the air races every year.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Dude, why?
Yeah.
How far away is he from you?
He's in Texas, yeah. Go out and fly in a real Spitfire.
Go out and fly in a real. That's crazy. Maybe we can make it RC, and
There
he'll
you
let
go.
us fly a 1-to-1 scale Spitfire with some sticks.
There you go.
You can do it. That would be awesome. Yeah, evasion stripes are hard to do. I did them on
very.
smaller models. It's not easy to keep the line straight and not mix the black and white. Get on that border edge, like ugh. Do a lot of fixing back and forth trying to get it right. Or I guess if you paint it the whole area black and then do white stickers, or vice versa, paint it all white and then do black stickers, might make it easier, something like that. But either way, always looks good. And then checking out some of what happened on YouTube. One of the coolest videos that I saw is RC Forever. Alejandro, always some great stuff. But he got out there with his buddy, who I guess they were at an event, and he flew his F-22 with a guy with a 3D heli, like a tandem performance, if you will, of just two excellent pilots with two vastly different, aircrafts just going nuts. And it's a great video. It goes for a lot longer than what I show here, so you definitely want to head over to his channel to see the full thing. I just showed a couple bits of it, but just really cool. Look at the background too, like wherever they flew. It doesn't even, it's not his normal field, but just really cool stuff, man. So definitely check out RC Forever. I still don't understand why he posts some things to RC Forever and some things to Rare Guardian. I'll never understand it, but
He definitely
it's
explained it to
awesome.
us, and
He
we
explained it
showed
to
him,
us, and I and I forgot why, but it's really cool either way. So go check out RC Forever YouTube channel, find this video, and you'll be in for a little treat there. It's really good. And then we had a funny one. So another guy did a MiG-29 custom scheme. This is Fly Right Boys YouTube channel, but he put a turbine in it. So he's got his turbine in a custom scheme MiG, putting his maiden out there, and the audio is just really funny because all his boys are like thinking he might crash it. He's nervous as could be. You could hear it, but then their excitement, builds as it goes. And when he finally puts it in, but it sounds really good. Now that's what I understand. They said there's two. They would put two turbines in this, right? It would be two 70 millimeter. I don't know how it works. 270, whatever those King Tech turbines are. I assume you would put two in it, not just one. And
sometimes they stick one in between on the bottom. I've seen them doing it.
Yeah, because then you'd what is it called?
Right. So instead of having the two outlets on the MiG, they'll just put the turbine right in between.
In the middle, and then direct the wind out each nozzle.
No, you just have it right in the center. That's what I've seen them doing on those. They don't go through the nozzles itself on the MiGs.
Oh, okay. How does that work? But he was excited, got his landing in, and it looked
Either
good,
way.
man. So looked very good. So real cool. I never saw them on YouTube before. It was the first time I saw them. So I subscribed, left a comment for them, and go check them out. The Fly Right Boys on YouTube. That was pretty cool.
For sure.
He did a good job there.
All in all, fun month from the customer community too.
Yeah, man, a lot of customs.
They've been
lot
busy.
Of customs. Lot of nice customs, and I can't wait. Next week we'll be able to share, like I said, a lot of these Cougar customs. Who doesn't love a good Cougar?
My favorite. I mean, that's why
I had
we're in the
my
villages.
birthday was last week. I'm 41. It was my birthday on Wednesday, on the 31st.
Mine will be this month.
Baby.
It's birthday month for me and Lori this month too.
Oh wow, nice.
That'll be at the end.
So that does it. So Wes, I guess we're moving on to our next topic is the S-Bach. You had done the live unboxing, but now you've basically got her finished.
Yeah, I've been working on it hard this week, getting it all wrapped up and buttoned up. Hopefully get the maiden in either this weekend or starting next week at some point. But the S-Bach behind me, it's hard to tell how big it actually is until I walk back there. Now, I am on the Yeti, so when I stand up here in a second, it might get hard to hear me, and I won't have my headphones on, just as a heads up. But I can definitely pick it up and show it to you guys. This one, if you haven't seen any of our Black Horse line of models, it goes together so easy. So I started this on, Wednesday? I think I sent you the text, and I was like, hey, starting on this. And here it is all put together today. So it took me about 2 days to put it together. But everything just fit perfectly. I actually put the Admiral GP26 right from the recommendations on the website. And the nice thing was I had to do no modification to the front of this. It literally just bolted on. That doesn't always happen on some of these Boss airplanes, but just as a heads up, if you're deciding to do this one, it literally just bolts on with no modifications. 4 servo, so super easy build. I'll get up for a second and pick it up. And Lori's got the camera ready, and we can kind of just show you around real quick.
Yeah, by all means.
So here we go. And like I said, it's hard to tell how big it is until you actually get back here with it. But it's actually a very large model. Can't see what we're looking at right now. It's like we're frozen.
Is it freezing a bit?
Okay.
It's like she moved the camera.
There it is.
There we go.
Lori's going to kind of just show them around it while you got the camera there. Beautifully finished airplane, though.
Yeah, it looks
right
really
out the
good.
box.
Like, like
The
you said,
covering
and I said.
came with like no bubbles in it at all. There you go.
Oh, yeah, he
a
can't
little
hear me.
zoom action. I also went on ahead and painted my propeller. So this is just our APC standard propeller that you can order when you order the airplane. And all I did was paint it white with some red tips. And that really just kind of dressed it up a little bit. And these are in stock.
It looks really good. Now I'm like Wes, where my style of aircraft never been like the 3D plane style.
So if you haven't seen one of these balls,
Isn't my thing, but I love the look of that.
Oh, is he talking?
It's a good looking plane. for sure, but he can't hear me, so I'd talk over him if I go. There you go, smile, Wes. There you go. What are we doing here? There he is. Looking good. But if you guys want to see that unboxing video, it was a couple weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago, Wes did the full unboxing on that. And, once he finishes this one, the next one will be on his way to Wes. We're working through Black Horse. And before Wes gets over, I want to say, too, guys, check out the Nexa if you guys are into balsa as well. We just restocked pretty much all the Nexa planes and all the new ones. A lot of new ones are on the website, so we could go through that in a little bit here, show you some of the ones. I think it was last week. Not many people were watching our live show because we did the boat, but we did show, some of them were in stock as of last week, but now they're all there, at least from what I checked this morning. So there's a lot of like new ones, and we can go through that in a second here once Wes walks back over. But yeah, I'm excited to see him fly this one. I'm sure it's going to be great aerobatic aircraft. I don't know if it'll necessarily 3D. It's not a full 3D model. I mean, I'm sure you could get it to do it if you have, depending on the setup. But this is going to be more for sport. Right, Wes? You're going to be doing more sport aerobatic, not necessarily 3D with that.
Right, that's kind of the goal at first. I did order some longer control horns, so it could do 3D possibly. I've got a couple friends around here that fly really good 3D, and I might hand it to them and say, show us what it can do after I get the product videos done.
Do you think the power system in it, or would you have to change the power system to get more
so
thrust?
I did. So we have two different power system options on the website. We have
Gotcha.
8S, so two 4S's in there to have more of a scale flying standard acrobatics. And then what I did on it is the 10S system for it, and it should do mild 3D to very decent 3D with this system in it. But
okay, good.
yeah, so I'm just going to test it the way it is. It should be able to hover in the normal things. I can hover them and all that. I just am not very good at like rolling Harriers and that kind of stuff.
Well, you're not touching the tail to the ground.
Right. So, I can do all the basic acrobatics with it, though, and have a good time. And then I'll probably hand it off once we get most of the product video and just say, all right, somebody that really can fly 3D, go tear it up. Like Richard, you remember Richard.
You should see if Cletus can fly at 3D. He won't crash it.
Yeah, no, never crashes anything. no, never crashes a thing. Hey,
good
don't
test
tempt me
model.
with a good time. I might hand it to him. Hey, you need to try a big airplane, Cletus. Let's fly this one
like
through
me
the
trying to fly 3D. That would go about just the same, maybe. You
But
probably
no,
fly
I
better
mean,
than me.
I couldn't hear y'all for a second there, but all honesty, this is one of the nicest out-of-the-box airplanes I've put together. I mean, it was just so effortless. Everything just fit perfectly. There was no modifications anywhere. It was just a very nice day. I turned the TV on. This is what I tell everybody when you're putting one of these together. Turn the TV on, just sit back and hang out and have a good time. Me and Papa talked and put it together, and it was just a very nice experience on this airplane. It's got all ball links everywhere that just they fit perfectly, and like I said, it was just a very nice experience putting this airplane together. So if you've never done one, this is a good one to start with.
Anybody who's afraid of balls or hasn't done it, like that is one of the joys of doing. Now I can imagine taking a step further and building it from scratch. That's a whole nother thing, the time it takes. But I remember the first time I got that Fairchild was the first like big balsa model that I ever got told, all right, put that together. And when I opened the box, reading the manual, I'm like, how am I going to do this? Like, I almost broke down. Yeah, like I'm gonna do it and fail, and then it's a waste of time, or but then I said, all right, let's just go one step at a time. And it was like read the manual 14 times before I ever did anything, kept checking. But once you're into it, yeah, that's like, there's a joy to put on a movie, watch whatever TV show you watch, get on the game if you're sport, whatever you watch, and just take your one thing at a time, like it would just start. All right, let me finish this wing. So, all right. So I have the wing here. What do I do first? Let me get these two servos. Get the servo center. Get them installed. Okay, let me control rods, glue in the horns, and like when a wing's done, it's like, oh, all right, put that to the side, it's done. All it needs to do is plug in at that point. Like,
and then the
just,
second one goes twice as fast because you know what
yeah,
you're doing.
you know. And then obviously depending on the aircraft, some of them are can be pains in the butt. Like I will say, like doing the retracted tail doors on that on the P40.
Oh, and the Corsair,
like,
the same ones.
The times I was going in trying to manipulate those clevises because it would open right, but then it wouldn't close right. Then I would change the clevis, it would close right, but then it wouldn't open right. And you're like,
yep.
What am I doing wrong?
Yep.
Like,
Went through that about a month ago with the Corsair myself.
The Bronco. Oh my god.
You did, and we lost the go get 'em into the body, and it was
the next. What turned out to be, the next OV10 Bronco that I got, and you had to. They had a string. You had to, because with the Bronco, the elevator had to pass through the rudder, through the fuselage, all the way up. And I remember they installed a little string in there, and I lost the string. Like, I let go, and it went into it, and like there was no way to get. Like to manipulate down the rudder through I was bending the little go get 'em wires, and then you don't know what you're hitting in there because there's all the
the
ribbing
ribs and everything else
through it, and it probably took me. Alex was here trying to film it. Probably took me close to an hour and a half to eventually just pull a wire through, just to pull a wire through because I made one simple mistake by just letting go of this one wire. That was annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But, the trials and tribulations of building balsa or assembling balsa.
I think the worst one for me is sometimes the rudders. There's a rod that goes up into the rudder to hold the tail wheel to turn with the rudder, and like
you forget to do it first.
I forgot what airplane it was, but I glued the whole rudder and everything on, and I had put the whole tail together, and I was like, oh crap, that rod's not in there. I had to sit there and rip all the hinges out of the plane. It was awful.
That's the worst. Yeah, the worst is that's always the scary part. Before you glue anything, check a million times. Because once the glue goes in, you're really like, ugh.
Oh, yeah. Especially that epoxy for these epoxy hinges like this one. Once they're done, they're never coming out again. Unless you're a Top
not
Gun.
True. I epoxied those ailerons on the Zero, and they seem to not work a couple years later.
They're re-stuck in there, but yeah,
they're in there, so it's not always the case.
Not always.
Sometimes,
the case,
I wonder why that would have loosened up. Did I just not have enough?
Mm-hmm.
Did I not mix it right? I mean, it worked for so long, and it still worked when it wasn't even attached.
Yeah,
you
it was
flew it.
It was like gummy, like it had never hardened up. It was like it didn't have any hardener in it.
It was just the control rod was holding your aileron in and working it.
And working.
You flew it like that until that guy took a picture and was like, "Hey, I noticed a gap in your aileron." And Wes was like, "That's weird." Pulled on the aileron, it just fell out. It was like,
Good catch.
Blame the builder. Blame the builder.
That's right.
That was my fault.
That's right. We should have entered the builder pilot team event with it. I got my builder. He's right
or
here.
you could have used it for what is that? I remember the demo of it's like a Cub where the guy purposely makes his aileron fall off. He purposely makes his wheel fall off.
Or was it like the crazy farmer one?
That guy Adam, he did it at Warbirds Over Delaware. Guy had a big Cub, but it's a real. It was like somebody did it scale. Real life would fly around like that for a performance. I forget what it up. What up, Jetman? What is up, MRC? Just chatting with the chat. So actually, all right, we're in the coming up. We'll head to the coming up section, but that's all I really want to talk about. So as you mentioned, Wes, about balsa in general, all the Nexa models are back in stock and a lot of new ones. So somebody had asked me when I just put together the yellow Canadian Twin Otter, and on that box had the version that's now in the front position, top left. So I didn't realize we were getting it at the time. It wasn't on our website when I just did the other Twin Otter. So now this one is here and ready to go. And I'm mad that I don't have that one because I think that's really cool looking.
Crazy paint job on that one. I love it.
Yeah, it's a really nature air, really
I like the
cool
parrot.
looking version. So that's now in stock. Actually, can you check the support tab, Alex? Because because
like the
the
Jimmy
Twin
Buffett
Otter has
plane.
floats. So I'm just wondering, does this one come with floats that aren't yellow, or they're spare parts tab? Sorry, is that the only tab? Okay, so the spare parts for this one isn't loaded up yet. That's how new it is. So they're
Oh,
gonna get those up, but I want to see if they have floats that are gonna match, in white.
yeah,
Like
some of
right
these
now.
planes were just hitting like today.
Yeah,
The website.
yeah. Like I showed last week, like this one wasn't on the wasn't in stock last week. If anybody was watching, not many people were watching me unbox the boat last week, but we ended up showing, and this was on the site just as coming soon, wasn't available, so not everything was in stock as well. That white line, the white line going through it.
Oh, that's our
You have
splitter.
that. Yeah, our splitter there. It's on the main. There it is.
There you go. We were just trying to see how
And then
many
backing
people
up, we
thought
got
they
a
had
really
their
cool
pixels
looking
die.
Trojan on the website. Me and Alex were ogling over that one last week.
This
Like
I
red,
think
white,
this
and
is our
blue.
first T28 on motion, actually.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh yeah,
That
Love
looks
the paint
really
job.
good. Like I've never
need that.
seen.
You haven't
I've
done
never
your wood
seen a
plane in a
Trojan
while.
like that. You're not
see
ready
it.
to fly a Trojan. They're too hard.
I see a Trojan in James' future.
It looks good though. It looks really good.
I tell you what,
dig
the
it.
Kate is the one that I'm just like, yes, I've always wanted one.
Which one?
The Japanese, I think it's called a Kate, if I remember right. There's a Japanese fighter they just added in here. It's kind of like a Zero, but it has fixed landing gear.
Okay.
But I've always wanted one of these, and I saw it come up on a website. I was like, oh, I know what I'm going to ask for next.
Yeah, just
I don't know. I hadn't seen it yet.
Scroll down through, or sort by newest. Is that what you
we are
sorted?
right now,
Okay,
yeah.
sorted by new, and just going through. Yeah, a lot of cool options. Through
The
here,
French
like this,
fighter, that's a cool one.
this line has
Too.
gotten so
Very
big.
unique.
And it's just awesome, and they're all in stock right now. So, or at least most of them, as of
Yeah, I think I saw the
watching it right
P40s are
now.
back in. We got a chance to fly the P40 I got from you at the Warbird flying. Man, that plane flies awesome.
Oh, you did fly it. Did you
Yeah, we
film
took
it?
the Nexa P40. We filmed it. Yeah.
Nice.
Just
Yeah, it
hadn't
was
had
a great
chance to
flyer.
get it
Like
uploaded yet.
when I got that one up, after refixing the landing gear from my initial, like to me that felt like I was flying the 1600 Corsair or Spitfire, but just a little more weight. Like I still don't understand that concept of why when I fly like a bigger plane, how somehow my sticks feel heavier. I don't know if you get that sensation. Like nothing like if I hold my transmitter and just move the stick around, they feel like nothing's there. But when it's controlling a plane, some reason it feels heavier than
it is funny, yeah, like what
right?
you're saying, the feel, and that's something that comes with time. The more you fly, I feel what you're talking about. Like I can feel the way an airplane's flying.
Like if I'm flying a small little, $99 part on my transmitter, let's say, just like a small little fun flyer outside, it feels like nothing on the sticks. But same sticks, if I put it on a big plane, all of a sudden the sticks feel heavier, and
It's the P factor.
yeah, there's
the
absolutely
pucker
nothing
factor.
changed. There's nothing changed.
That
Like,
one,
there's-
yeah.
I didn't make my sticks any more tension. It's just there automatically. And with that P40, it just felt great. Like I remember being like, oh, this is awesome, because it's right in that size range of the two Flightline single engines that I love, the most. I love the Corsair and the Spitfire.
I forget what it's actually called. Oh, Lori's looking it up right now. It's that
Oh,
Nexa
Nature Air Twin Otter is shown on the site with white floats.
3A1.
We have the pictures of it with white floats. Well, a lot of those pictures, again, are the pictures from the factory. And then when we get the models, we'll update with our own pictures. I assume we're going to get the floats, Alan, I would think. I just don't know if they're there yet. But I hope they are, because you saw me just recently fly the Twin Otter on floats, the yellow version. I'm not taking the floats off of that one. That's my new float flyer. It's awesome. I've been out another time with it just on my own. It's fun. It's a good model for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like the funky schemes though. I would have rather had, even though I don't
Right.
mind red and yellow, but I do like that white scheme. It's great.
No,
What's up, Mohammed? How are you?
Well,
How's
I've put
everything?
together several Nexa planes now, and always when I show people them at the field or wherever else, they always just love the quality of them too. And the printed covering really makes them look good right out of the box too. You get all the rivet detail and everything right on those models too. So they're
Yeah, the
sweet.
Bearcat was a hit for people at Top Gun.
Oh
People were
yeah,
digging that one.
yeah. I actually took the Hellcat with me down to the flying this weekend. I didn't get a chance to fly it, but
Oh, and when are you doing? So when are we getting the gas Corsair? When is it going up?
As soon as possible here. I built
Like-
this week. It's ready. I just need to run
Okay,
it.
all right, let's run it.
Yep, it's coming very soon.
Look at it. I want to see it. I've been dying to see this thing on gas.
I know. We just
Yeah.
had other things happen recently, but it is coming like a freight train right now. Hopefully this month that plane should be flying. So,
That sounded dirty, but
well, you know.
Bada.
But that's what she said.
Awesome. So guys, let's move to our Q&A portion. Anybody who's still in the chat, any questions, or if you have answers, then drop them in there. By all means. Let's get to that portion. And let's go. Greetings from Canada. Any plan to have the V2 version of 80mm A10? If not, can you please consider it with minor changes like in-runner EDF and upgraded struts? Hassan, Freewing always, for the most part, when they come out with a new power system, eventually every aircraft that would fit that power system will get that in there, and a lot of it will just come down to stock levels, I would assume. Like once it runs out of a certain power system, then eventually it goes in the next one. So I don't see why, like let's say the new Cougar, the new in-runner that's in the Cougar, I believe you're going to start seeing that in a lot more aircraft, unless for some reason, not every, I guess it's true, not every motor power system might be an upgrade for certain models. Like some models may not get the benefit that other ones might. But I would think anyone that does would get it. But to be honest, looking at the 80mm A10 with the power system that's in it, what's it missing? What's a new power system going to do other than maybe a little more efficiency? Maybe you get an extra 20-30 seconds on a flight, maybe. But like things fast enough, flies well enough, as is. But there were some aircraft that for sure would benefit from, an upgrade, like especially the older aircrafts, Like that. I remember the T-45 when it initially came out, because it had so much detail and because it was heavy at the time for the power system available. People called it a pig in the air. It looked great, but now it's been upgraded with, bunch
better
of
power system.
It's a whole different.
Less weight.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yep.
It flies as it should. It flies as good as it looks.
So Defrost 42371. Is there a free-wing ESC I can drop in the 90mm T-45 to get reverse thrust? Yes, you can. You would want the ESC out of the new Eurofighter, and it should be drop in, plug in, and off to having reverse thrust in that airplane that easily.
Yeah, all that is just an extra lead attached to the ESC that gives that you set up on any switch. That'll just swap it in the air.
What happened to Flightline? Nothing. It's here.
Yeah, nothing happened to Flightline.
COVID slowed us down a little bit on releases. Just
Flightline is produced by Freewing, so Freewing just made making a lot of stuff. Just hang tight. Hang tight.
It's always
hang tight.
Patience.
Hang tight. I miss it too. I'm ready. I'm ready. Boys, do you know when the foam stand will get on stock on the European side? Thomas, the foam, the purple one, the Benchcraft one? Is it purple, blue?
Blue, yeah. Yeah, I got one around here somewhere too. I know what he's talking about.
The Cougar's in there. I'm not sure. Stock questions like that, man, that's hard for me to answer live like this. But if it's a Benchcraft one you're talking about, then anything Benchcraft, that's our brand. I assume if it's not in stock, it's already been reordered, so it's on its way. But that's a 6 to 8 week process, so I don't know where it might be in that range. Thinking about more airliners, my favorite being an L1011-500 Ryan Bro. Off the top of my head, I don't know what airliner that is. There. Greetings, James and Wes? Question mark. Yeah. Hey, Corsair Smitty, what's up, man?
Hello.
I
am Ron Burgundy.
EQRC, I'd love a flight line TBM Avenger. I would too one day. That one would definitely be on my list for something one day. Always thought that's a cool airplane. What does they used to always say? Everything's coming in time. That's all you can say.
Yeah. For sure. He's going to put the 2150 in the Mirage while I'm painting the Cougar.
Man, that Mirage is going to be scooting.
That is, because the Mirage is the smallest 80 millimeter I believe we have.
I've been waiting on him to come back in stock because I need a new one. That was one of my favorite airplanes, and mine finally took the dirt nap. Tied the record for the lowest pass.
So it was a crash the lowest pass record?
Yeah. I was trying to get lower than the lowest pass. I put it in the ground hard enough. I think it got under the ground a little bit.
You guys should sell bomb drops to make jets more fun. Flying around in circles and doing loops gets boring sometimes. Sell bomb drops.
There are payload release options on third-party stuff, but I don't think we have anything currently pre-manufactured bomb drop-wise. Lots of 3D printable ones, too. For the guy that's looking for them, there's lots of 3D printable options of bomb drops, and you just use one servo in them. So, might be worth looking on Thingiverse a little bit for that.
That's a servo, like, put a magnet on it, and then it just swaps the polarization of the magnet to push the bomb drop off.
Weathered Perception. Why did I get a notification for this? I guess because you needed to come watch some RC airplane content today.
Why did I not get a note? Oh, why did I not get a notification for this?
I don't know.
You got to turn your notification.
Have you hit the bell?
Hit the bell.
Right. Hit the bell. All notifications.
But usually our live show, when we, I try to post it up earlier in the week, so it's just there, ready to go.
Right.
And then you can click notify me on that one for like a single specific video. Would be the way to go. Love a Flightline P-47D Razorback 1600 millimeter. That would be cool.
Are there any TX systems that don't require a computer engineering degree? I'm an old guy. I feel that one.
Yeah, no.
They all have a learning curve.
That's
just part of having these computerized radios. But I wouldn't go back to the old school way of not having a computerized radio.
Or maybe put the tech that's in the radio, but the ease of use, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how hard it would have been back in the day.
Oh, man. I remember the first computer radios. I had one of the original Futabas. I still have it inside, actually. And it had like 15 buttons across the bottom that you had to push to go through the menus. Oh, it was bad.
Really? Were you able to even like sub-trim or any of that thing like that?
Oh, it was in there, but it was like a billion buttons to get to it all. I still have it. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
Well, you can always tell too. I always felt like FR Sky used to fly. Like I learned with an FR Sky, and it's open source, so it's actually one of the hardest things, one of the harder radios, at least at the time. I think they've changed now, but at the time, everybody said it's one of the harder radios to learn, and it was sort of like you could tell that the people who designed it were engineers; they weren't the users.
Right.
So to them, it makes sense, but it's almost like none of the ones who invented it actually fly RC and realize how we don't need 15, you'd have to get deep into menus to do what ostensibly would be easier things.
Right.
And that's always tough when you have engineers designing things that aren't actually users. To them it's easy because they're really smart and it makes sense to them. Whoa! I just hit my.
I saw that.
I just hit my leg. Just hit my thing. And I went down on my hydraulics.
Thought your chair broke for a second there, and you got a
FR
bar
Sky
up
Ethos
somewhere.
in the X18 TX is great. I enjoyed FR Sky, but I flew it years ago. I had the like Tyrannus. The Tyrannus was the go-to. That was the DX9 equivalent, or whatever your popular standard transmitter was. It was great. It's a great transmitter.
Mm-hmm. I've really enjoyed since I moved over to Futaba and got the the 18IZ. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I've really enjoyed how easy that one programs too after getting used to it. I like the touch button interface, and I mean everything's labeled really well where you can see it. I mean, I've really enjoyed that radio. Hit that on the nail.
It's all right, Muhammad, man. Just hang out. Hang out a bunch of these videos. You'll just learn that way.
That's right.
You don't need to have a question.
Look at that, keeping our world traveling going. He's from Pakistan.
Unbelievable. What time is it in Pakistan?
That is a good question. That's definitely
1
the other
a.m.?
side of the world, like 1 a.m.
It has to be really, really early, I would think. Withered Perception. Looks like his landing gear collapsed. yeah, pretty much. Mine did. I just crossed my legs under. I have one of those. So I don't know. I use a table that I like a standing table for my day-to-day work. So I got an architect chair. So it's a lot taller. It's like it's a taller chair, if you will. But when I cross my legs underneath it, my foot sometimes can hit the thing, but then right there, my ankle was caught. For a second, I was caught in there. I had to
Your own leg.
I'm not very flexible either, so I had to pull my leg out to get out and doing it live. Bring back the wheel. We will. We'll get it. We'll get it back for special occasions.
Right.
It's been a while since we did it. Last time we did it. What did we give away? We gave out something really big. Yeah, I think we did it.
It was
for
several things. I think we did 4 or 5 gift cards on New Year's.
Yeah, we'll have to bring it again.
Does
Stock question,
Futaba-
Scotty. When they come, so one of the F-14s back in stock. We get free wing containers pretty regularly, so I assume the next container is going to be mostly Cougars. That second batch of Cougars is probably very close to arriving. But then again, sometimes they split containers, so this container that come up might have Cougars and other things we need, but they're going to be there. Do you think you guys will ever have your shows in the evenings? Most of us still have JOBs, just happen to be working from home. Yeah, Silver Fox, it comes down to being a global company. We're EU as well, and 12 p.m. If we go too late, if we try to cater to just our U.S. brethren, then nobody in the EU is going to be watching at midnight. But then again, Wes, you went live 2 weeks ago at 5
I did
p.m.
one at 5 o'clock last week, and when I'm doing an unboxing that's maybe not just us, but this show will always be at noon on the first Friday of the month that we're watching right now.
Noon just seemed like an easier time. And also, I'm not going to lie, I don't want to work on the evenings. I want to work during work hours,
I'm the crazy guy that works nonstop.
Friday night at 6 p.m., I want to be done with work, for the day. I'm like all you guys. I want to, turn my brain off and go do my thing. But maybe we could do a special one on a night one day. Make everybody in Europe stay up at midnight.
Right. Dig It RC, does the Futaba radios and receivers have telemetry? Yes. There's multiple different protocols on Futaba. So if you're using SFHSS, you're going to be no telemetry. And then if you go into the fast test ones, THFFS, I can't remember, but those are going to be the ones that support telemetry. And we do have them here on the website, and it shows between the ones that have telemetry versus the ones that do not.
And the S-Bus options with Futaba is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Once you get into it, that less wiring, you could take. It's one that you could take 2 receivers and turn them into one big receiver.
Right.
It's a lot of options you could do with Futaba.
I actually programmed my first
really
S-Bus
cool.
system about a week or two ago, and it was so funny plugging one wire into the receiver for like this humongous airplane I was putting together for a guy.
And then it's all
And,
menus in the transmitter that you're changing everything?
You just
through
set it up
that
like
wire?
normal. You just go in there and tell it what channels go into what, and then it's boop, just like a normal airplane. It's
Wow.
super, super easy to use. I thought it was going to be really difficult, but after I did it the first time, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm using this on anything I get a chance to.
It is.
Well, and then
really
it
cool.
opens up some of your receivers too, because like the fast test receiver, and I'd have to look up exactly which ones do it, but you buy a 6-channel receiver, but when you run it through S-Bus, you can have it do 20 channels, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
I'm so used to where you
what's
have to have.
interesting. And that's something I still have to do because a lot of people still love, those Hobby Eagle gyro videos I made, and I still haven't done, because with those gyros, you could plug them in
Can you go see
just
that?
via S-Bus. Like, you don't need to waste all the connections, because I know sometimes it happens where, to plug in a gyro or to, you only have one channel left, so it's either you use the mode or the gain. Like, you can't use them both. But if
Right.
you do S-Bus, you get it all.
You get them all. Yep.
Which is really cool. Oh, it's Corsair Smitty's ordering the Touch of Texas. Wes, you have the Touch of Texas.
Yeah, I got it right around the corner. I
You
actually,
did that
gonna
prior
fly
to
it pretty
working
soon.
at Motion. Did we send you that one, or was that one you
No,
bought
no,
on
that
your
was
own?
before I worked here. Yeah, kind of did that one myself. So it's got
Well,
a
we
little
had sent
different
you a
power
couple
system
things
than what we
before you worked here.
recommend, but yeah. I definitely still have it. Plan on going out and flying it. I was waiting for it to come back in stock. So, and then I've got the CE 208. I see they came back in stock, so got to get out and fly that one now too.
Oh yeah. Did I ever release that video?
Nope.
I didn't. So we could release that video next week.
It's
if
somewhere in
back
there.
stock. Sweet.
That's from back in yonder days when I first started, though.
Yeah. It was one of the first things we sent to you, and then it was
Might
out of
have-
stock. So we're like, we'll
Might
just
have
wait.
to go do it again.
And now you got to go. Oh, how
What is
unlucky
the
you are! You got to go
fastest
fly it again.
EDF free wing mate.
I'm
I
gonna
would
say the
probably say-
F5.
I would think it'd be the 8SF22.
Oh yeah.
Because I
all right.
radared one at about 160 miles an hour
8S
once.
8S aside, the fastest EDF from Freewing on the basic 6S powers, because not everything comes with 8S. But I think the fastest EDF pound for pound might be the F5.
Maybe. I don't know. That new Cougar sure.
Now,
does
as far
something.
as easiest to land, Avanti, L39,
Avanti,
T33,
Venom.
because all
Everybody
those
always forgets
planes
Venom.
all those jets can land the way they're not supposed to without power. Like, you can just glide the Avanti in or the L39, or now not every time you can still bounce it by doing that, but like
Oh yeah.
normally you want to land a jet with throttle, like you want to control your descent, but the planes that are like the T-33, you want to do it, you want to control your descent, but you don't like have to. You could really just cut the power and glide the thing in, and it works. The Motion RC website is very confusing on the power system. The power system that Wes used for his Touch of Texas is no longer available? We'll have to check that out, Corsair.
Yeah, it should be, but we'll have to take a look.
Bother Wesley after the show. Hit him up on Facebook and give him something to do on Friday.
Honestly, you could use the same power system that we recommend for the CE 208 if you're looking for it. That power system would fly that airplane fantastic too, but it's weird that we have one on our website that's not showing up. I think it's the GP26, if I remember correctly, that would go in that airplane. Lori's looking right now to see, but I believe that should be the motor that goes in there. It's a GP26 and like a 65 amp or an 80 amp ESC.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, it's already one.
It looks like it's just on there wrong. They got a GP5 on there. I don't think that's the right motor for that airplane.
See what happens when you got a good chat going.
We'll have to take a look. I will get with the website team after this.
70
Figure out what's
E
going
power works good. Rich M says Mirage. I assume he means, and Med Scott says F22. That's an answer to the fastest.
Oh yeah, Mirage
EDF
is
question,
probably
maybe?
up in there too.
The F22 is also one that's really easy to land
It is. Yeah.
as well. Super easy to land. Another one that you could glide in. Don't try not to get in the habit of gliding in jets, because eventually you'll get one like an F-16 or F-18, where if you try to glide it in, you're gonna end up stalling it out and smashing it for sure. But some of the jets are just too easy. They're made really well. I remember at Tuesday on March Madness, the E3 won, and you said, whatever wins will make. No. I wouldn't have said that because I don't make the airplanes. Maybe make a shirt. I made a shirt for the P-38 that won. What E3 won? What E3? We had 3 March Mayhems. The first one was the dome, the radar on the AL-37. The first one. Then the P-38 came out of nowhere. Then I feel like it was the AWACS. Oh, the E3 AWACS one. Oh, I mean, we're not making an AWACS. That would be really hard to make as a plug and play. Yeah, that was the one. Well, no, somebody made it before Jeremy, but then I think Jeremy, when he did his, he was able to get the dome to rotate. I don't know if the other guy's dome actually rotated. I think Jeremy just went, the extra
crazy.
mile.
He always does.
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome. But
I don't see any other questions right now.
Yeah, guys, if no other questions, then we're gonna get about on our Friday here, and we hope you guys, as always, thank you so much for joining the live show. We'll definitely be back in this format, July, right before July 4th weekend. Actually, let me check. The first Friday of the month is July 7th, so it'll be after July 4th weekend. So July 4th this year is going to be on a Tuesday. I just did it again. I'm down again. I just crossed my feet again. And my foot got, I'm going to break my foot. My landing gear is collapsing. This is embarrassing.
Got to quit hitting that retract switch. I'm going to have to put I'm going to put one of them flip covers on it. Keep you from hitting it.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
And we'll be seeing then if I make it up to Jacksonville Jets or not that weekend, because that is the 8th, I think. So all depends.
The 8th and 9th?
All depends, though. I don't know for sure. I'm not committing 100% to that one yet.
But next week, one of us will go live. Not sure which one of us.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll go live with something, I'm sure. But, in a different style format. But Either way, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Had so much fun chatting with you guys, as usual. Thank you to our community for just sharing what you're sharing. It's always fun to be able to go through the community stuff. And all you guys that were in on the Corsair first batch, share out what you think and everything. The Corsair, sorry, Cougar.
That's right. We better see some Cougar pictures and videos going through the weekend from everybody.
We should have a contest. Picture of your Cougar with your Cougar, and let's see who wins. That's a terrible joke. But awesome, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. And have yourselves a great weekend. If you're maidening something, hope your maiden goes well. And either way, we'll see you next week. All right, guys. Have a good one.
All right. High five out.
Right.
Let's see. Can I do it?
I'm on the wrong side.
Go.
You're on the other side, Wes.
Wait. This way. Here we go.
You're killing me, man.
Three. Here we go. Wait. No, you got to.
Wesley, Lori, smack him in the face when I do this.
Ah.